So the newest Sonic game comes out in November, Sonic Frontiers. I personally had the same reaction I've had with every 3D Sonic game recently. Boy, this doesn't seem like it's going to be good at all. Now I know Sonic has a lot of fans. Hell, I'm one of them. Despite how I feel about most of their games. Now I do plan on reviewing Sonic Frontiers when it comes out, even though it's coming out the day before God of War Ragnarok. But despite that, I fear Sonic Frontiers is going to end up being like all the other recent 3D Sonic games. What I mean is most Sonic games have a lackluster, almost boring as hell storyline, introducing villains and characters that they don't do anything with, but we're supposed to believe that they're a threat. Plot points that seem interesting, but are almost immediately dropped in the next scene. Chip, never really expanding on the story and mostly relying on fan love and nostalgia to keep the game profitable. Silver, rebooting the entire franchise only to completely ignore it because you fucked it up hard. Whatever the hell was going on with the Wii Storybook series, and Nightmare Fuel. Now, when I was very little, we had two consoles, the PS1 and the Sega Genesis. I also had the first Sonic game called, well, Sonic the Hedgehog. And yeah, I liked it. He was a fun character. The cartoons were also great. Some of the time.
Snooping as usual.
I got past Marvel Zone, and it was the greatest achievement I've ever had in the 5 years I lived at the time. And it was also when I found out there wasn't a save mechanic or a continue, so I never really got past that again until I was much older. But by then we had the GameCube and the PS2, so I moved on to other things, like Sonic Adventure 1 and 2. We never fully owned Sonic Adventure 1, we rented it from Blockbuster a few times. I don't think I ever fully beat it as a kid. In fact, up until I made this review, I don't think I've beaten it ever. Which is kind of weird because I remember always preferring Sonic Adventure 1 over Sonic Adventure 2. If I had to make a guess, I would say that was probably because Sonic Adventure sort of felt like an actual adventure, you know, with an open world aspect and stuff, whereas Sonic Adventure 2 was more of a mission by mission game. Now, as an adult, do I still think Sonic Adventure 1 is better than 2? I don't think I'll know that for sure until I play Sonic Adventure 2. Maybe for a review. I originally planned to review Sonic Forces, but I thought that was too recent. And then I thought of Sonic 06, and well, I want to save that for a rainy day. Then I thought it would be fun to review the first ever Sonic 3D game, and technically Sonic 3D Blast isn't a 3D game, and okay, well, Sonic Jam wasn't really a 3D game, it was more of a hub world for the 3 classic games, and Sonic Extreme never came out. Sonic Adventure released on the Sega Dreamcast, December 23rd, 1998 in Japan and the rest of the world about a year later, actually being a launch title for the US release of the Dreamcast, and people all said,
meh.
But the TV gave me the impression that...
We said meh. M-E-H. Meh.
Yeah, the Sega Dreamcast was definitely a commercial failure. Only selling about 9 million units worldwide, and discontinuing a little over 2 years after its first release. And I mean, it was a failure. Going up against the PS2, it wasn't really a contest. But that isn't to say the Dreamcast isn't loved. There are still people homebrewing and making their own games with the Dreamcast, and some of the games it came with were really loved. I've only played Sonic Adventure and Soul Calibur, and Jedi Power Battles, but I'm not in Jedi robes, so we're not talking about that game. And I've talked enough about a console that I'm not even playing this game on, so let's go! Yeah, so even though I have a Sega Dreamcast, I don't own Sonic Adventure. I would have gotten it for the review, but my Dreamcast is in my storage unit, and it was a lot easier to just use my Xbox One S. And yeah, there was a port of the game on the GameCube, which I've also played, but again, I don't have a copy, and I couldn't find one in time for this review. But I don't really want to focus on the differences of the ports. Not that I won't talk about the differences, I just want to talk about this game and make fun of it. The game starts with an opening cinematic overlooking a city, before tragedy strikes. The city gets flooded, Sonic's running on a random field, an airship goes up, an island falls, Tails flies by, Amy looks up to the airship, a robot shoots the camera guy, whoever this is, Knuckles is going to die because he's falling at terminal velocity, there's a cat? Who the fuck is this guy? And Eggman is there, all the while Crush 40 is playing in the background. I have to say, they make great Sonic music. And this ends with a really cool and intimidating looking water dragon-like creature who showed up at the beginning. And I'm quickly going to put this in the gonna talk about this specifically later folder. Real quick, also in the menu, every time you go to a different menu, the loud guitar riff starts up again, and it's kind of hilarious. So now we have to choose a character. There's 6 total, but Sonic is the only choice we have right now, so let's pick him.
Let's get him!
Sonic's story starts with him overlooking the city, and holy shit, cops are driving crazy and not caring about civilian casualties. It must be for something important, and
You are completely surrounded! Surrender yourself!
Hold up. Guys, is this guy doing anything illegal? I mean, he's kind of just standing here. Now, I'm guessing he probably hurt somebody in that building, which is why the cops are rushing down to this point. But we don't really see that happening, so as far as we know, this guy's being profiled.
Lock on target, men! Ready? Fire!
And then they just open fire! Again, he didn't do anything. Anything I found out about Chaos, it doesn't say anything about what he did prior to this scene. Just that the police started the conversation by opening fire with their handguns? Handguns. Anyway, shooting it does nothing, so they retreat.
Oh no! Our weapons are useless! Retreat! All personnel, fall back!
Also, good job just leaving rings there, guys. Seriously, you didn't think that maybe ruined the shot of this guy moonwalking? So now it's Sonic versus Chaos O. Or, if you want to be wrong, Chaos Zero, I guess. And man, this boss fight is kind of easy. Just jump into his brain. This is the first boss, so it should be easy. And it lets you get used to controls, which includes the new lock-on homing attack, a move that was put in because they felt players would find it difficult to defeat enemies. Good on you, Sega. When I was a kid, this fight was huge. It was epic. The rain, it being nighttime, Chaos jumping around. It's amazing how, as a kid, I remember this being a lot cooler and better than what it was when I'm seeing it now as an adult. But again, this boss fight is easy, just 3 hits and he melts.
Hey, I'll play with you some other time. Come on, you big drip. Where you going?
You know nothing, fool! It's Chaos, the god of destruction!
And Eggman was just overlooking this whole fight, and he's not at all concerned that this god of destruction just got his ass kicked by a blue hedgehog whose first name is Ogilvy. So what does Sonic do after fighting a creature that just melted into a puddle and went into the sewer system? Well, lounge at the pool area of a hotel, of course. Oh yeah, he's so cool getting those sun rays in. But it's cut short with Tails flying like a madman on a biplane. Sonic then makes a face that I will try to recreate, and then Tails crashes, possibly killing several people, including himself.
What am I gonna do with you?
So do you mean like with a funeral or with a belt? And sudden people appearing jump cut! So the second level is the beach level, where we have to rescue Tails. This is the first level of the game, and it's a great introduction to 3D Sonic games. The Dreamcast, when it came out, was able to render good-looking water, which was new at the time, and so they wanted to emphasize it, like making the main bad guy made out of water. So it makes perfect sense to make a beach the first level of the game. And what public beach doesn't come with robot monkeys that throw bombs at you, broken bridges that you need to jump on springs to get through, weird spike columns that fall down, fucking kaiju-sized orcas? Holy crap! Sonic, why are you going anywhere near the water? Again, as a kid, this part was awesome. Now, as an adult who knows what orcas are capable of, this is downright terrifying. Like, holy crap, these things are huge! That thing just crushed a mountain and destroyed bridges like they're nothing. Why the hell did people go to this beach? Anyway, we find Tails, kinda just sitting there like he was mildly inconvenienced. Sonic does a dance to mock him, and all over.
Hey, Sonic! Long time no see, huh?
I'm just glad you're okay. What happened anyway? You're too good of a pilot to just crash like that.
That was a test run using a new prototype.
Ah, geez, Tails, what you're saying sounds super interesting. Too bad I can't hear you over the music.
Ta-da!
Whoa! A Chaos Emerald!
Yep, I just happened to find one of the 7 emeralds during one of my test flights. This thing's got unlimited power, you know.
Chris is our old partner, you know.
So I figured, why not use it to power my plane? Supercharged!
So if you didn't get that, Tails is using the Chaos Emerald to power up his plane. It's supposed to have unlimited power, so instead of like, I don't know, trying to find a way to give the world infinite power, you just shove it into your plane and see if it works. Tails then tells Sonic to go to Mystic Ruins, and also tells the fastest thing alive that the train is the fastest way there.
It's in the Mystic Ruins. The fastest way is by train. Let's go!
Again, Sonic is the fastest thing alive, but sure. By the way, the train that's the fastest way to Mystic Ruins looks like it's based off of the Kia 07. Now, they retired that train back in 1969, and they were diesel and apparently only went as fast as about 53 miles per hour. So let's just be fair and say that a city this modern and advanced at around the year 2000 was actually most likely using electric trains, like the Odaku 2000 series, which was in service in Japan in 1995, and that this model was just based off of the Kia 07. Either way, it only had like a maximum speed of between 62 to 75 miles an hour at best, and trains don't go at full speed because that would derail so quickly. And also, Tails, I forget, how fast can Sonic run? Oh yeah, that's right, he can break the fucking sound barrier! And yes, I know, it's because it's a game and they need a way for every character to reach the areas, but my point still stands. Oh hey, we unlocked Tails as a playable character. So this game is broken up into two sections. There's the adventuring fields and the action stages. Action stages are the levels we normally play. Adventure fields are the overworlds, which holds the action stages. Which I like, it makes this Sonic adventure more like a Sonic adventure. There's people in the city that make it feel alive, you can talk to them or be like me and completely ignore NPCs, because you hate people. There's 3 adventure stages total, the first one being Station Square, but we need to go to the next adventure field, the Mystic Ruins. By train. God, that's like telling Superman the best way to get to Gotham is by plane. And when we arrive, we head towards Tails' workshop. But before you can ask why the fuck does Tails have a workshop in an isolated forest, Eggman shows up.
It isn't Sonic!
Look, it's a giant talking egg.
Silence! I am Dr. Robotnik, the greatest scientific genius in the world!
Whatever you say, Eggman.
Next is another boss fight, the Egg Hornet, and this was probably easier than Chaos. All you have to do is run around and wait till Eggman dies into the ground for some fucking reason. Oh, well, this is embarrassing.
Well, that wasn't so hard.
Aha!
Oh no!
Tails, what the fuck? That was the one thing he needed. Why the fuck did you do that little victory walk in place holding the emerald out like that? Eggman then uses the emeralds to feed Chaos, making him grow stronger.
With all 7 emeralds in him, he'll be invincible and work for me! Together, we'll destroy Station Square. And on its ruins, I'll build Robotnik Land, the ultimate city, where I will rule it all!
Okay, wait, so let me get this straight. Eggman's plan is to give the quote-unquote God of Destruction Chaos the 7 Chaos Emeralds so that he may destroy the city and you can rebuild it to Robotnik Land. Am I hearing that right? And what's the plan after that? Because from what I understand, Robotnik Land, or as it's more commonly called, Eggman Land, is an amusement park. So what, are you expecting people will visit? But with that, our quest is clear. Gather the remaining emeralds so that Chaos can't get them to absorb them. Pretty simple. Next level is the Windy Valley. Pretty much the same as the beach level, but more in the air, so you have more places to fall to your death. But at the end, we get the next emerald.
Yes!
After that, you're going to want to go back on the train to head back into the city, where we have to go into the sewers to get some light speed shoes.
Now you've got light speed shoes.
Something that upgrades Sonic, so we can now ring dash, which we'll need to get to the next level, Casino-opolis, because every Sonic game after 2 needs a casino level. It's basic science. This level is kind of boring, mostly because you just need rings to get to the emerald. About 400 rings to be exact. But how do you get them? By playing one of 2 pinball games. The first one being a slot machine-like version with Sonic, Eggman, Tails, Amy, and Knuckle icons in the center. You have to try to activate the slot machine to get rings. Each 3 in a row giving you rings, except for Eggman, that fat bastard. He's supposed to take all of your rings, but I guess it glitched because it didn't, so yay me. The other pinball game is Nights in the Dreams theme, and I do not care for Nights in the Dreams. There, I said it. I'm sorry to all you Nights in the Dreams fans. I've never played the game, and I don't really think the game really interests me. And this pinball game, I also hate. Instead of slots, it's poker. You have to get these cards here to get poker hands. You know, like 2 pairs, 3 of the kinds, that stuff. But my problem is, there's no way, at least as far as I can tell, there's no way to try to get the cards you want. You just have to make sure that Sonic, who doesn't act like what an actual pinball should act like, physics-wise by the way, doesn't fall into a pit. Or at least fall with less than 100 rings gained, because that'll just shoot you to the trash compactor and you have to fight your way out. But yeah, this one is boring. Even more so because it's easy to go over the ramp and get stuck for about 30 seconds doing nothing as you fly around this scene. Yay, there's Knights though, but who the fuck is Knights? I said to myself because I was a young boy and never heard of the Sega Saturn, like most Americans. But yeah, get enough rings to go to this area and deposit it. And by deposit, I mean they shake it out of you. Does it do that to all the guests in the casino? But whatever, we have the emerald now.
Hey! Oh no, the Chaos Emerald!
Oh, no, you don't!
Oh, jeez! Eggman.
Eggman, you somehow managed to knock Sonic out. Don't you think you should, like, I don't know, stab him or shoot him or something? He just got out of the casino. He has no rings. No? Yeah, just gonna fly away? Alright, whatever.
Man, what happened to that emerald we just had?
I guess Eggman's got one of them. But the other one's safe. That guy must be desperate.
That means his 2 to our 1, and that's not good.
That's no good.
Next level is the ice level. Again, same as the others, except towards the end, Sonic gets on a snowboard and slides down a mountain while an avalanche chases him.
What's up, Knuckles? Something bugging you?
Give me the emerald you have, right now!
What? Let's just see you take him. Huh.
Well, now we have to fight Knuckles. And the fight only takes about 8 seconds.
Oh no.
Sonic and Knuckles collides, which knocks the other 2 Chaos Emeralds out of his hands. Does Tails not have some sort of lockbox or something? Seriously. And everyone just stands there while Eggman holds both emeralds, gloats, and then feeds Chaos.
Knuckles, don't tell me Eggman tricked you again.
Me? What about you?
Way to go, Knucklehead.
Chaos!
Oh hey, there he is! Now we fight Chaos 4, and this boss fight sucks! So, real quick, every time Chaos gets an emerald, he evolves. Why does he go from a bipedal alien thing to a fish thing? And his next evolution is just as nonsensical. Also, he hasn't done anything so far. I know they're kind of building him up as this dangerous thing, but he literally just shows up, eats some emeralds, and then he either runs or Sonic kicks his ass. And it's usually very simple and easy to fight him. So on paper, yeah, I could kind of see him being a threat, but in execution, Chaos is kind of lame. Chaos 4, you have to wait till he pokes his head out and then jump dash attack him. And touching the water makes Sonic slow down and sink. So I spent the whole time jumping to avoid him.
Behold my floating masterpiece, the Egg Carrier!
You know, Eggman, if you don't like Sonic calling you Eggman, maybe don't start all your inventions' names with egg in it.
Hey, we can't let him get away! Let's get to my workshop and we'll take the tornado!
Yeah!
You guys go. I have some unfinished business to take care of.
Yeah, whatever, Knuckles, I didn't really ask. So now we have to go chase the egg carrier in what is the first sub-game. And it's a pretty simple one. Tails flies the tornado and you have to shoot down enemy planes and wait till the end. Where Eggman just straight up shoots you down.
We're hit!
Sonic and Tails then get separated, leading us to wander around Station Square, where we meet up with Amy, great, who has a bird, and she pretty much forced Sonic to take care of.
Amy!
Gotta get away! Can only walk in place for some reason.
Anyway, listen, this birdie seems to be in trouble, so you need to be his bodyguard for a while.
After she basically makes us go along with her, we get stuck wandering around some more before getting chased by a random robot.
Ah, look! Eggman's robot's on the loose!
No problem. He's just a chunk of cheesy hardware.
Amy has an idea of running into Twinkle Park, the next level, instead of like, you know, just letting Sonic handle this one, it's one robot. And when we play as Amy later on, we find out that it's a pretty lame robot. But we'll talk about that when we get to Amy. For now, onwards to the park, where we can have a bumper car ride. Yay, this is so much fun, and...
No!
Oh. Where we can ride on bumper cars. Yay, this is so much fun. Yeah, this part is ultimately pointless and really does nothing but pan the level out, as it could have just as easily started you here, and literally nothing would have changed. This part is still a sub-game, so you can still play it later on if you wish. I mean, the rank A mission, you have to do this whole level in 3 minutes. This part alone takes 2 minutes before you have control of Sonic. And I was on the black one, which is apparently the fastest one. But yay, this place is so much fun. There's bowling, we can climb the castle. Man, Sonic is having such a blast.
Welcome to Twinkle Park.
Oh, shoot! I've lost Amy.
Oh, right, Amy. I knew there was a reason why we went here. Hope Sonic's not forgetting anything else. The next level, Speed Highway. It's okay, I guess. The Sonic levels are now going to start dropping in quality. Half of this is a night skyscraper platforming a bit level that leads to a day, somehow, street part. And now we're just rescuing animals in capsules, just like the older games. I feel like we're forgetting something, or someone important that was with us throughout the entire trip, who basically risked life for us, and we see as a little brother. Oh, I know, we're forgetting... Oh, there's Amy. Oh man, I forgot what we were thinking of. Oh well, can't be that important. So the robot has Amy. Somehow. Good job protecting them, Sonic. Sonic then uses the train to get to Mystic Ruins to cut the robot off. You are the fastest thing alive! You can literally be there, run back over there, come back, have a lunch, and then be there for like 10 minutes to spare. And guess what? The fucking robot gets here first! But Sonic finally catches up to the robot. He's called Zero, by the way. It doesn't matter. This is the last time Sonic sees him, as Eggman tractor beams him into his ship, and Sonic just watches. He could have done any number of things besides just stand there.
Shoot! I've lost her again!
Oh no! I've done nothing, and I'm all out of ideas! Red Mountain. Not a hard level by any means, but the lava doesn't make it easy. Next.
Hey, Sonic!
Tails! I'm glad you're okay.
Oh hey Tails, there you are. Yeah, thanks for leaving me to die back there, Sonic. So Tails comes back in the Tornado 2. That's 3 planes now, by the way. And we have to do the submission again. This time he changes into a jet mode instead of a biplane mode halfway through, and why the hell did you not just start with that? This part is literally the same one you played like 30 minutes ago.
I forgot something.
What's that?
There's no landing gear in this mode.
What?
Tails, why does this plane not have landing gear? Why can't you just change back into the biplane mode that has the landing gear? And with that, that's 3 planes Tails has crashed. You're supposed to be the smart one. Now we're on the egg carrier, the last of the adventure fields. And all in all, I say Tails made a pretty good landing despite no landing gear. So we have to get on the carrier and oh no, Eggman did a change in the mode and raised the wings up. I don't really know if that did anything. The game doesn't really show anything significant. But whatever, we now have to get into another level, the Sky Deck.
This must be the way to the Sky Deck.
That was a great scene.
So now we gotta find the bridge, get on this lift, and oh look, there's Amy!
Birdie! Chaos Emerald! No way!
Be gone, all of you! This is all I really need.
Wait, that's why he needed Amy because the bird had a Chaos Emerald? Where? Where the fuck was it keeping the emerald? In its cloaca? Now we have to fight Gamma, Eggman's robot, and it took less than 10 seconds.
Resistance is...
Heh, finally, he left an opening. My thirst for robot blood will be quenched today.
Sonic?
And Amy just got there before Sonic did. Oh, come on, really?
He's the fastest thing alive.
With the speed she was going, he could have disassembled Gamba, reassembled him, ate a chili dog, and took a shit.
This robot is my friend. He helped me. Don't hurt him.
I must spill blood for the blood god, Amy. And now we fight Chaos 6, who's now this weird tick-looking thing.
Yes, attack Sonic now!
Froggy? I must say Froggy!
If he's your friend, I'll help you. Just leave it to me.
And also, who the fuck are you? I have not seen you up until this point. What the hell are you doing here? And then Big just disappears from the rest of Sonic's playthrough. Man, he was such an important character. I don't know how Sonic was going to get through that without his words of wisdom. And Chaos 6, which is like the only real challenge Chaos gets, mostly because you have to wait until Eggman drops these bombs to free Sonic, which you have to jump on and pick up to throw at Chaos. Once he freezes, hit him, and then repeat.
No way! I can't believe this!
Sonic!
Hey there, Knuckles.
Oh hey look, Knuckles finally decided to show up. And then Knuckles fucks off for the rest of Sonic's story. Very important, but not as important as Big, mind you. We fall into the deep jungle, and then we have to go to the next level. The Lost Worlds, no! This and the last level are pretty annoying. This level you have to use this snake that spins around, and this is that sweet late 90s physics that hasn't gotten it all down yet, and you can easily fall off if you're not careful. I'm not moving here, by the way. And then there's a dark area you need light for, and then you gotta run from a boulder. Next. Sonic finds a carving of a giant monster destroying the city, and he is, sent back in time? Huh? Yeah, each character has this going back in time segment, even if it makes no sense, but we're not gonna talk about that right now, we're gonna talk about that towards the end. But for now, Sonic is sent back and doesn't really seem to care that that just happened, as Eggman has a secret base in the jungle. Why the actual fuck did Sonic go through that temple if Eggman's base is right fucking there? I have no clue. This part I loved as a child as well, mostly because Metal Sonic is in this tube here, and Metal Sonic was always one of my favorites, ever since I saw that Sonic OVA. But never mind the nostalgia, let's go to the final level, Final Egg. And this level is boring. The only real interesting part was when I accidentally glitched this elevator here. I slipped and fell, but the game still registered me as going to the next part, but not in the elevator, I just kept falling. But checkpoint, I was in the elevator. So yeah, that was the most exciting part of the level. Yeah, Sonic's levels become very tedious towards the end, and he has like the most levels out of everyone. 10 levels, which basically doubles 3 of the people who are tied for 5. Because it was the start of 3D Sonic games, they didn't perfect his gameplay, I don't think. Sometimes the auto-lock doesn't want to work. Sometimes when you're going fast enough, the collision doesn't seem to register and you could potentially risk slipping through and falling to your death. I didn't really have that happen to me this playthrough, but I did have that happen to me when I bought it on Steam back in like 2015. But anyway, on to the last boss of Sonic's story, the Egg Viper? Huh, you would have thought the final boss would have been Chaos, what with them building him up throughout the entire campaign. Bummer. Anyway, this boss is probably the hardest in the game, but only because you're stuck on this tiny bridge, and he shoots pretty accurately. And if he hits you, chances are the knockback is going to kill you. In order to hit him, you have to bounce attack these green fuck me lights to damage him, where you then jump to the opposite platform. Rinse and repeat. Eventually he's going to destroy one bridge, but he'll be close to death anyway, so it doesn't matter.
It's no use. Give up. Ah!
Hey, I'll play with you some other time.
And then after that, we run around with our friend Tails and jump into the sunset. And that's the end of Sonic's story. We still got 5 other characters to play as. To keep this from being about like an hour long, I'll spare you the play-by-play of each character. I'll summarize it the best I can. Next up is Tails. Tails' story starts with him testing out that plane he crashed in the beginning of Sonic's story. Everything's looking good until it doesn't.
Uh-oh, what's this?
Tails actually starts after the first beach level with Sonic already saving him. Dialogue between the two are almost exactly the same with, like, slight differences, with Tails explaining how he's using the Chaos Emeralds and how he has become power hungry.
They have unlimited mystic powers. Now I want to harness that power to fly my plane. It's just that I'm testing a new prototype power supply, and it's not fully compatible yet.
You know, Tails, I don't think they test fly the plane until they're pretty sure that the engines are compatible with it.
You can always borrow my plane, the Tornado, if you want.
What? Back up a bit, back up a bit.
You can always borrow my plane,
The Tornado.
if you want.
The Tornado is Sonic's? Seriously, how the fuck did he get that? Why is Tails the one making planes if that's Sonic's? When has Sonic ever flew the Tornado? It's always been Tails. I mean, he has the pilot hat, for fuck's sake. Did Sonic just take it from him because Tails is 8 and it was probably easy for a 15-year-old to trick or bully a child like that? It even has Tails' symbols all over it. How is it Sonic's? Oh, his name's on it, my mistake. Alright, off to Mystic Ruins. Same deal as before, fight Eggman, but Tails has a spin attack instead of Sonic's jump attack, which is neat and a little weird at first, but I got the hang of it. Now it looks like Tails took care of it while Sonic just sat there and watched. But Eggman steals the emerald the same way as last time.
Hey, he snagged it!
Gotta get emeralds quest given, time for Windy Valley. Tails' gameplay is different than Sonic's. You have to race him for some reason, which is just cruel that Sonic would make Tails do that. But it's okay, because Tails can cheat. His hover and fly ability lets him cut through significant chunks of each level, and Sonic usually can't catch up in time. Next level. Instead of doing pinball in the casino level, you just go through the trash heap to find the next emerald. But just like last time, Knockout Gas lost the emeralds. Next level, snowboard to the finish before Sonic. Got emerald, fight Knuckles. Instead of picking on Sonic, who's about his age, he picks on the child that's half his age. And then he proceeds to get his ass kicked by said child.
Oh no. Oh no. Give it your best shot. Oh no.
Chaos gets the emerald, Chaos changes, and now we have to fight Chaos 4 as Tails.
Go get her, Ray!
And it's not as hard as Sonic, although Tails' hit detection is kinda lame. Sometimes you don't hit the target and it just bounces off of them. But I beat Chaos. We go off on the Tornado. Again, it's at Tails' workshop. How is it not his? And the same submission where Tails crashes into the jungle. And I know it sounds like I'm skipping through Tails' story a lot, but that's mostly because up until this point, it's basically the same as Sonic's. Now it's slightly different. Here, where it separates, slightly, Tails then has a memory of when he first met Sonic, which is really sweet. I like that they redid this in Origins.
Wow, that dream brought back memories. I owe so much to Sonic. Wonder where he went. Sure hope he's alright.
Woo! I'm having so much fun right now! And then you're kind of forced to wander around till Tails sees an emerald just, sitting out there in the open. These things are supposed to be like all powerful. How come this one's just laying here? And then Froggy just eats it! Leading us to a sub-game, a desert snowboarding level. Is it called sandboarding? After that quick sub-game, which could have just been a level on itself, we get sent back in time. The only thing I'll talk about in the flashback right now is that Tails gets a big ribbon, which lets me hold the spin button down for a continuous effect.
Them badge. To do continuous tail attacks, hold the action button down.
After Tails has that massive trip, probably from accidentally licking Froggy, Big shows up and startles him, making him let go of Froggy.
Welcome in!
And that's the end of Big's participation in Tails' story. Man, that was such a great moment. How was Tails going to get through without that riveting speech? Anyway, Tails still has the Emerald Froggy ate, somehow, and makes it to the Tornado 2. If he can name the Tornado 2 that, wouldn't that mean he owned the first Tornado? Or does Sonic own this one as well? And the sub-level again, sky level again, instead you gotta beat Sonic to the finish line, same cutscene, and Tails now has to fight Gamma. And I guess Sonic sat this one out too.
Go get her, Ray!
It's Tails' turn to perform the killing blow, but Amy gets there first, which makes a little bit more sense.
Move aside, Amy! Get out of the way!
No! This robot is my friend! He helped me! Don't hurt him!
Amy, don't talk such nonsense. Robots don't have the concept of friendship. But no, Tails just lets him go, in which Sonic tails him to get Amy to safety, and they flee as the ship explodes. Amy doesn't even say thank you as we see Eggman crash and possibly die. So Tails gets morbidly curious and goes to see a dead body.
I'm finished. Chaos was defeated, and now my egg carrier is ruined. I will destroy Station Square anyway.
Wait, what?
If that missile is launched...
Ready? Fire!
What? You had nukes this entire time? And yeah, that's a nuke. It's clearly coming from a submarine that he had parked outside. You just happened to have a nuke? Why wasn't that plan A? Why was this behind plan, oh, awaken a god and hope he levels this area and keeps it above sea level so I can make my fucked up Disney World? All the while hoping America doesn't do to me like they did to Japan after Pearl fucking Harbor. Actually, no, I think this was actually plan C, because I think plan B was the Egg Viper Sonic had to fight. So you're telling me that Eggman has the capability of firing nukes. He currently, at this time in 1998, has a flying armada, a robot army, and nukes. How is he not the most powerful nation already? Also, when does the US Army get involved? And yeah, this is in America. Archie Comics and Sonic X both had Station Square in America. He's launching nukes on American soil. He just became the most wanted man in the world. How the hell did Eggman's C plan somehow copy off of Lex Luthor's plan in Superman 1? You probably didn't even need to use the nuke. You could have just called America up, asked for one of the islands they own and aren't using. How hard was it to pick up the phone and be like, oh, by the way, give me Guam or this nuke is going to be at your doorstep? It's 1998. Bill Clinton was president. He probably would have said yes. I don't even know if he knows where Guam is. It's called a nuclear deterrent, Eggman.
It just raises too many questions.
And it doesn't even work.
Ah, no, it was a dud. I can't believe this! Ah, I'll go and deal with this myself!
He goes off to set it off manually, and Tails has to stop him.
I better get to that missile before he detonates it!
While Sonic is playing Tomb Raider, Tails is stopping a nuclear winter. How is Sonic the main character?
I've gotta get it before Eggman! The fate of Station Square depends on me! Sonic! I've changed a lot since I started hanging with Sonic.
Yeah, this is a nice speech and all, Tails, but Eggman is getting closer to the nuke each passing second. Time is of the fucking essence here. Final level, you have to race Eggman to the nuke. But like all of Tails' levels, it's easy to cheat and skip through.
You think you can keep up with me? What? He's caught up! Oh no! It's Robotnik! So you beat me to the missile, you little pest.
But Eggman has a plan D, the Egg Walker? Was he running out of money from plan C? Anyway, boss fight's easy. Wait till his fuck me lights on his robot ankles light up and then hit them and then hit him. Boss fight's over. Man, Tails better get a frickin' medal for this. Next story, Knuckles. Knuckles' story actually starts way before Sonic's, with Chaos breaking out of the Master Emerald, shattering it to pieces.
To the Master Emerald! Huh? Who are you? Did you do this? Oh, I'll get you for this!
Knuckles' levels are unique because he has to find 3 pieces of the Master Emerald. On the bottom of the screen, there's a radar that blinks from blue to red to indicate how close you are to said emerald. I kind of like this. It's a nice change of pace with Knuckles being able to glide and you can actually explore the area a bit. And with any of these 3 radars going off, you're not stuck looking for them in order. Man, that's really neat and saves a lot of time and headache. I hope they don't fuck it up in the sequel or something. That would just be so dumb. 2 levels go by before the story finally picks up. Knuckles, for really no reason, gets sent back into the past.
Where in the world am I?
After that cutscene ends, which again we'll talk about later, Knuckles, a literal filthy animal who does not live in this city, actually stays on an island with the Master Emerald all the time, just walks into a hotel, and he sees Eggman, who clearly has a room because he's heading towards the elevator. Oh man, I love looking at this thing so much. I'm just gonna walk as slowly as possible into the elevator. That'll keep suspicion at bay. Knuckles heads up into the hotel, so I'm guessing security's on vacation or some shit.
Eggman, give me back the Master Emerald.
Knuckles! Oh, this isn't what you're after!
You're right.
That's okay, though. I can use you as a guinea pig to test it.
Eggman calls Chaos into a very public-looking dining area where we have to fight Chaos 2. It's kind of cool how Knuckles has to fight a form of Chaos that Sonic or Tails didn't. And Chaos 2 is the only form that's really unique, not counting Chaos 0. And really, I don't. That's more of an introductory fight. This fight is honestly easy, despite what you just saw there. Dodge and then glide at the right time. Eggman then very easily tricks Knuckles.
That still doesn't faze me. You hear?
I know something that might. It's about Sonic.
What? What about Sonic?
He's after the pieces of the Master Emerald too.
Okay, I believe you.
Yeah, Knuckles throughout his story can basically be summed up with this.
You're kind of an idiot, aren't you?
Knuckles has like no reason to trust Eggman, and he already tricked him in the past since the Angel Island incident was mentioned by an NPC before, so Sonic 3 did happen. Then it just sends you right in the Mystic Ruins for some reason. Like, seriously, you couldn't have just made me go on the train?
I wonder why Sonic is after the Master Emerald.
Oh, God, you can't be this stupid. Okay, finished another level, and now we have to fight Sonic.
There's Sonic! Eggman was right. What's that in his hand? It looks like a piece of the Master Emerald. He has no right to have that.
Oh my God, Knuckles, you are a fucking idiot, which hurts me because you're one of my favorite characters. But my God, how can you be this thick-headed? So now we fight Sonic. We don't have a jump or a spin attack, but we have a punch attack. Man, why do these boss fights suck so much? Each one is just a hit them 3 times, and usually they just stand there so it's super easy to. So anyway, Emerald's knocked away, Knuckles realizes he's a hard piece of candy on a stick, and we have to fight Chaos 4. At least with the glide, this is extremely easy. More so than Tails, because Knuckles doesn't need to stay in the water. After the level following the boss, Knuckles is then sent back in time again for some reason. After that, he follows Gamma to Eggman's Flying Fortress, where he has his last level. This one kinda sucks, but mostly because the ship just tilts, which makes it hard to climb and stuff, and you have to mess with this joystick to change the tilting. And then a third flashback for some reason before the final boss for Knuckles. Same as Sonic, it's Chaos 6, just fight, freeze, and punch. And there, Knuckles' story is over. And after this one, the other character stories get significantly weaker. And what better way to prove that than with Amy?
Gee, I'm bored.
Gee, it sure is boring around here.
Every day's the same old thing. Same place, different day. And there's nothing left to do. But shop till I drop. There was always something fun to do with Sonic around.
All Amy does is shop till she drops. What's her income? But her monologue is cut short when Eggman brings his ship above the city. Seriously, where's the intervention? And a flicky falls on her head. And then there's Zero, the robot who will be chasing you throughout Amy's 3 levels. And yes, you heard that right. Amy has 3 levels. And I think hers are the worst levels in the game. And yes, I know what comes up after her. I still think hers is worse. First, we gotta find Sonic to repeat the scene that we had earlier and go to Twinkle Park. Yeah, Amy's levels aren't that great. You just run away from Zero and get to the balloon, that's it. It's not like it helps, he gets captured anyway.
Let us down! Let us go!
She leaves the park without Sonic like an idiot and gets captured and gets sent to the egg carrier. Yeah, we're already past the halfway point for the other characters, and she's not even on her second level. Here we see how Gamma became friends with her.
What do you want?
Give me the bird.
Well, alright, if you insist.
Go, escape.
You're not going to escape from here. Let's see if you can clear this awesome game.
Okay, why does Eggman have a security system in this prison that relies entirely on someone's whack-a-mole skills? And I did it. It was super easy to beat his score, even with the massive fuck-ups I did.
Let's see if you can clear this awesome game. What? I can't believe this is happening!
And now we have the dumb flower power-up, which we'll never need to use ever. Seriously, it's required to continue the story, but we never have to use it. Second level, this is where I found out that Zero can just be stunned by simply hitting him, and he became lamer and lamer by the second. But whatever, level's done, and now it's Amy's turn to get a flashback. And I know I'm waiting till toward the end to talk about the flashbacks, but I'm just going to complain about this one for a second. It starts you here. Every other time you start, it puts the characters right in the area you need to be at. So I just wandered around this area looking for a spot I needed to continue. And no, you have to immediately walk backwards to enter a separate area that I didn't even know was connected. How the fuck was I supposed to know this right away? This is the only one that does this, by the way. Every other time, it's just a straight line and you're done. Whatever, flashback's done. Say Gamma is your friend, not Scrap, get Bird back, and leave the ship. Tails doesn't even ask if we're okay, he just leaves to go be an American hero. And that's it, right? Seems like a good bookend. I mean, Amy had little to do with the plot, now she has absolutely nothing to do with the plot.
It seems I should be more independent.
Was that the entire point of the story? To try and become more independent? Because that was never brought up until now.
No, you sure surprised me by having a Chaos Emerald with you. So I'll help you find your family. Does Eggman have them captive now? I bet he does.
We have to go into Eggman's base because Amy thinks Flicky's family is there for some fucking reason. So we get chased by Zero again, get the balloon, and then the final fight. Oh look, he found his family, but oh no, Zero punched the bird out.
Oh no, are you okay?
Yeah, Amy, I think he's dead. His model became static and face down. But anyway, time to fight Zero. Just hit him until he backs into an electric fence and then hit the button on his head 3 times.
Please wake up, Birdie. Are you okay? Can you fly?
Fly! But no, he's perfectly fine, and then he flies away. Happy ending! Amy's story had like little to no reason to exist, and you could have just removed her 3 levels and nothing would have changed. Her scenes with Gamma were significant to Gamma, yes, but Gamma also gets these scenes, so we would have seen them anyway. On to story number 5, Big the Cat. Big the Cat is your typical lazy fat cat. He goes fishing and has a frog best friend. One night, Froggy fuses with a piece of chaos. Specifically his tail, that's why Froggy has one, and he also swallows an emerald, which is Big's lucky charm, apparently.
Wait a minute, you swallowed my lucky charm.
Big the Cat has 4 levels. And they're all fishing levels. You have to catch Froggy in each level. And the final and only boss for Big is Chaos 6. You don't even have to fight him, you just hook Froggy who's inside him. That's it. And I know a lot of people hate the Big the Cat levels, but honestly, I didn't think they were that bad. They were really short. I never had a problem with catching Froggy, unlike a certain grump I could mention. My only real complaint is, like Amy, his levels aren't really necessary. But I argue, unlike Amy, he does have a bigger point to the story. Namely, Froggy, who has an emerald and Chaos's tail. Sure, the bird had a Chaos Emerald as well, but Amy's levels were about getting away from Zero, which after level 1, she got caught. That's it. Bird loses the emerald and Zero now has no reason to continue her pursuit. But no, we have to make Amy a story. It has to be 6 characters instead of 5. If it was just 5 characters, we could have used that extra bit to maybe expand one of the other character stories. Like Gamma. E102 Gamma is one of the other new characters in this game. Made specifically because the Sonic team kept getting asked to give Sonic a gun. That's apparently something that's been happening forever. So they made Gamma to fill that need. Also, Big was put in to break up the action of Sonic in the other stages. Again, don't know why Amy's here. Gamma's story starts with his birth.
Excellent! All systems, full power!
Happy birthday!
First thing we need to do is prove ourselves to Eggman by going through a shooting range, shooting the Tails, Knuckles, and Sonic dolls. This is where we learn his basics. You shoot enemies to get time, which decreases, and you have to get to the end before the time runs out. Very, very simple. Where Gamma's character shines, though, is the story. After finishing the test, Eggman immediately has us fight our brother E101 Beta. Okay, Gamma, my brother, time to fight to the death. Wait a minute, system shutdown. And so we beat our brother Beta and get accepted into Eggman's ship. Eventually, we get tasked with finding Froggy. Just a simple level on the beach. We find him and bring him back up to the egg carrier, but not before Gamma gets a flashback. He was literally born yesterday. There's no reason for him to have this. After which, Eggman congratulates Gamma for finding Froggy. And his other brothers? Well...
All you worthless hunks of junk, be gone!
Yeah, I'm sure they're fine. Time to get a bird from a little girl, and whoops, slipped on the floor for some reason. That circle on the floor never worked before. Why does it work now? Instead of going to the prison room, Gamma ends up seeing his brother Beta getting disassembled and upgraded.
Disassemble? Dead!
Clearly being disturbed by this, he quickly goes into the prison and has his talk with Amy. And this is where wait a minute. How could Amy have a high score already? She didn't escape yet.
Created a time paradox.
Anyway, this is where Gamma's story picks up. See, all of Robotnik's robots have animals inside them for some reason. It's either to operate them or to power them. Anyway, the point is, Gamma at this moment sees this Flicky and his brother being dismantled. It starts him down a different path.
1, 2, 3. Gamma, get ready for battle instructions. Get the jet booster from the ammunition room and get up to the deck. The ammunition is unlocked.
And by the way, Gamma, have you seen my nuke button? No reason, I just think I might need it soon. Who knows? And off we go to fight Sonic, and who knew he's not faster than bullets?
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
Amy does her little song and dance, this time with Gamma. Blaze blows up, Gamma gets away, and has a subtle character arc.
Dr. Robotnik. Enemy. Master registration. Deleted. E-Series. Friends. Must save.
He realizes him and his brothers are birds in robot suits, and he goes on a quest to save them all. By killing them. Alright, brother, let's... wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. System shutting down. Alright, next brother. Okay, brother, let's... wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. System shut down. Alright, next brother. Okay, first of all, he's made out of Dreamcasts. That's hilarious. And second, the last 2 bosses require more than just standing there. Not much else, but a little bit more. The final boss for Gamma is Beta. Again, this time an MK2 model. We fight him to the death. Literally, Gamma gets gravely wounded after dealing the final blow to Beta. They both blow up, but the flickies inside them become free. It's also revealed that those two birds are the ones that Amy finds in her ending. And with that, everyone's story is concluded. But that's not the end of the game. We still have one character we have to go through after you beat everyone else's endings. Supersonic. Chaos wasn't as defeated as you were led to believe. Yeah, you remember Chaos, who hasn't been super important since Sonic's story? Well, he attacked Eggman and Knuckles, and he took the Chaos Emeralds. Sonic is just lounging around, and Tails has to tell him about Knuckles and Eggman. You go to him and realize that Chaos is still alive, and you have to get to the last Emerald to stop him. And this is where Sonic gets one last flashback. And this is where the biggest problem I have with the flashbacks come in. You could have waited until this very moment to give us the flashbacks. Seriously, what benefit to the story does Big the Cat give when he had the flashback? What about Amy? What about Gamma? He was literally Sonic's enemy until, like, I don't know, an hour ago, and then he's dead. Well, sort of. But my point is, after this one flashback, we have the final boss in the game. We could have had this entire beginning part, all the flashbacks at once, and learning about Chaos, so in the end, we know that he's a big threat. Sonic's the only one who really makes that discovery. Chaos is a Chow. What the fuck are Chows, you may ask? Well, good question, but watch your mouth. Chows are small creatures you care for in Sonic Adventure 1 and 2. They're kind of these mythical creatures who do mythical crap. But Chaos is a mutated Chow and watches over the Chows and Emeralds. Till one day, Knuckles' great ancestor, in a bid to gain as much power as he could, waged war after war to gain power. He eventually found the Chaos Emeralds and wanted to use their powers for himself, eventually storming the temple despite all the daughters' pleas to not. Stepping on the little Chows, Chaos got pissed and started a killing spree, taking the Chaos Emeralds and becoming perfect Chaos. You know that thing on the wall? And the beginning? By the way, good job spoiling the final boss at the beginning, guys. Anyway, TCal seals Chaos away using the Master Emerald because it can grant wishes or some shit, and for 3,000 years it lay dormant. Not only did no one think to have like an instruction manual or a note or something that says, oh, by the way, do not break the Master Emerald or everyone's gonna die, but Chaos also really only had his thoughts to keep him company. You know, the thoughts of rage and anger for 3,000 years. So when Eggman broke him out again, and also, by the way, Eggman, did you not finish the story the Echidnas left? Did you only read like halfway through it and thought you understood everything, or did the Echidnas really leave the most important part out? Anyway, Chaos broke out and now he wants to destroy the world. Which he can do, because he has all the Chaos Emeralds now. So yeah, the entire city's flooded now, back to showing the opening, and now I'm taking out that thing I saved in this folder in the beginning of this review. You see this Chaos? You see how cool and intimidating he is? You look at him and you know you're fucked. You see that? Well, here's his in-game model. He looks like a doofy idiot. He looks like that finger puppet I had as a kid. Anyway, Chaos, in the middle of killing, gets attacked by Eggman, who quickly gets his ass stomped. What made you think that would work, dude? You seriously just saw the picture, didn't you? And it's then revealed that Tikal was Navi all along, and she tells us to seal him in the Master Emerald. Sonic says that's no good, we need to purge his bad thoughts. Then everyone gets together to perform a Care Bear chant or some shit, and Sonic takes the Chaos Emeralds and becomes Super Sonic. Final boss time. You gotta go down the path and pick up speed and rings, cause you're on a timer to run up in the chaos. All the while, Crush 40 is playing Open Your Heart. After the first bar is depleted, Crush 40 goes away and you have to do it again. This time it's a little harder. I didn't get enough speed a few times, and it seems a little unfair with what he throws at you, but anyway, I defeated him.
Hey, I'll play with you some other time.
And I saved the day. Kind of. The whole city is still flooded, and I don't think anyone had time to escape. And Chaos is good again, because shut up. Tikal and Chaos ascend to somewhere, Eggman runs away, and Tails gets the last line in the game.
All's well that ends well, right?
Tails, the entire city is flooded and probably never going to recover from this. There is at least 1 million people dead, and chances are while you're saying that, the corpses of bloated not just men, but women and children too, are floating around, and Eggman, who by the way, shot a nuke into the city, just fled to avoid persecution.
All's well that ends well, right?
And yeah, that's how it ends, overlooking the destroyed city. I mean, that building still has a waterfall going. And no one's helping! Sonic ran too! And I'm not exaggerating. Not really, this place never recovers. There is a place in Sonic and the Dark Brotherhood called Station Square, but that was a spin-off and it looks nothing like Station Square. It never really came back. Sonic does not save the day.
Patrick, we saved the city! Just think what might have happened if we didn't tell everyone about the monster!
But that's not really the end of the game. You still have to do other things, like buy the DX upgrade, because for some fucking reason the 360 port did not automatically come with the DX part, even though it's technically Sonic Adventures DX. What makes Sonic Adventure DX different from regular Sonic Adventure? Well, a few things. For one, a better completion bonus, meaning it has one. The DX game adds 60 new missions to do, which aren't that special. Each character has a set amount, and you have to not only find them somewhere in the world, but you also have to complete them all. Plus, beating every level at least 3 times to get all 3 rankings. Not to mention you have to find the emblems hiding around in the world, and the Chow Garden. That's right, you can raise these guys, and I can't believe I'm going to say it, but Sonic Adventure 1 Chow raising is boring as hell. I started like I normally do. I raised 2 Chows, one with love and one with neglect. I gave the silver one love, I named him Bahamut, and I showered him with gifts. The one I neglected I threw against the wall, force-fed him only dark fruit, and named him Bean to show him how unloved he is. Yeah, but you have to compete and win races to get their emblems so you can get all 130 emblems, and to get all their points all the way up, you gotta replay levels to get animals and rings, and that sucks! Unlike Sonic Adventure 2, where you have a quick map, you have to run to each area by foot and then go back to the Chow Garden. Also, the animals give them a random different look, which I don't like. I should be able to pick and choose what they look like. Oh, and go ahead and guess what you get for getting all the emblems. Go ahead, guess. Did you guess you get to play as Metal Sonic on Sonic stages and Sonic stages only, because that's what you get? The GameCube at least had the decency to give us the Game Gear games with the completion, but no, the future ports took that out for some fucking reason. Meaning there's no point in any of this after beating story mode. I'm sad to say that Sonic Adventure is old and dated. That isn't to say it's a bad game though, far from it. It is a good game, and if you're a fan of Sonic, you should really play it. There are several ways of playing it now on different systems, but if you want to complete it 100%, I would go for the GameCube version if you can find it, that way you have the Game Gear games. But it's not worth hundreds of dollars. It's only about $8 on Steam, and I believe I got my copy on the Xbox for like $5. Again, unfortunately, the worst part about this game is the story. The lack of character, chaos is never really a threat, the writing was pretty lacking. At least 2 of the stories weren't needed, possibly more, and no, I don't think the graphics are bad. Compared nowadays, yeah, definitely, but when this game came out, it was revolutionary. And the controls are kinda sluggish, but in a way that old games are, you know? Even though I don't like the story, I commend it for its attempt to branch out and make it a grand adventure. All the modern looks that Sonic has nowadays came from this game. This was the start of the modern Sonic. Unfortunately, it seems that Sonic stories mostly fall into okay or passable. And I'm afraid Sonic Frontiers might fall into that category as well. I feel like this game needs to be remade. Can you imagine Sonic Adventure with like today's graphics and with today's technology? You can make the story bigger. But hey, Sonic Adventure walked, so Sonic Adventure 2 can run. Before stumbling a bit with Sonic Heroes, tripping on Shadow the Hedgehog, falling into a pit with Sonic 06, trying and failing to get out with Sonic and the Secret Rings before just almost escaping the pit with Unleashed, and then slipping and falling back with Black Knight, and then getting out with Colors and Generations, before falling into a different hole entirely and has yet to get out. Could Sonic Frontiers be the one that gets Sonic out of the metaphorical hole? Well, we just have to wait and find out. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This was a pretty long one, so if you made it this far, thank you, that means a lot. If you did like this video, it would help me out so much in the algorithm if you liked and subscribed to my channel. It helps me out and it helps you out by letting you know when my next videos are out. And comment down below on what you thought of Sonic Adventure. What's your favorite and least favorite Sonic game? And are you looking forward to Sonic Frontiers? Until next time, you guys take care.